Bianca and welcome back to my channel. So it has been a hot minute since I filmed for you guys. To be honest, I just kind of did not have the mojo that I used to have to film. I think life got a little bit hectic with COVID and everything, so I kind of just put my filming onto a hold and just really focused more on the content on my Instagram. But since then I have reached 1,000 subscribers, so that was like so weird to me, but thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers. So in today's video I'm going to be chatting about my skin, my journey, being on Oratane, all sorts of stuff like that. I probably will film another video like dedicated to just skincare, just because this video will literally be like 1,000 minutes long and I don't think you guys really want to sit down and watch that for that long. But right now I'm filming on my phone because my camera is charging and my dumbass did not charge both batteries, so only one is charged. So I actually don't know where to look on my phone. Do I look into the actual lens? Do I look at myself? Because I don't know. Anyway, so if it looks like I'm looking at you a little bit weird. Anyway, so I have been on Oratane. I did mention it in my videos if I was talking about like my skin and stuff in general. I started Oratane like a year and a bit ago, so I think I started it in November of 2020. Yeah, it seems like such a lifetime ago, but it's so weird. Anyway, so if you guys are new to my channel, just go and have a look at my social media and the rest of my videos before like 8 months ago, and you will really see how bad, I don't want to say bad my skin was, because it's not really a nice term to use with regards to your skin, but how infected and how angry my breakouts were, and the amount of them, and how red and swollen. Like I had bad acne, okay? So I really didn't want to go on any medication. I was just really nervous, just because like when you ask people their opinion or if you go online, it's really scary the amount of information that can just freak you out about Oratane or rack or any other ane. It just kind of freaks you out. So I was just so tired, like waking up every day with new breakouts, with swollen breakouts, with infection. Like I was just so tired of looking at my skin and seeing infection. It wasn't even like, oh, this is making me look ugly. It was just, there was something wrong. There is an infection. I could see it. It affected my moods. It affected my my confidence, obviously. And also when you're in the industry that I'm in, it's kind of like my face is my advert, especially with the content that I put out. It's kind of like the first thing people see, and it kind of triggered me a little bit. So I went to see my dermatologist, and I was really praying and hoping that he wasn't going to put me on any like hardcore medication like Oratane or rack. And I was like, oh, he'll just give me Different Gel, which is a topical tretinoin. I was like, oh, he'll just give me that and it'll be fine. And then he took some samples of my skin. So he took like a little scrape thing, and he looked at it underneath a microscope, and he could literally, he showed me all of the bacteria, the infection. If I look shiny, I'm actually sweating. It's actually so hot and humid. So he showed me the infection. He was really informative, and he really made me understand like why my skin was doing the things that it was doing. And he showed me underneath like a kind of like a phone microscope thing, and it was, I couldn't believe how deep it was, and it was almost like in every single hair follicle there was some form of a lesion or a breakout, which was evident that it was definitely like a bacterial, follicular, deep kind of, it wasn't just a superficial acne, which is your most common types. But I had deep cystic acne, and obviously I didn't know what that was. Like you don't like have x-ray vision to see whether you have cysts or not. And he was feeding my skin, he was pressing deep into my skin, and he was like, yeah, this is only treatable with with a medication. Like, you have to take it internally. Nothing that you're going to put on top of it is going to take away your acne, which made sense. I am also starting to become a skincare therapist, so having like his dermatological point of view, and then obviously my like theory and practical side of it with regards to skincare, I was like, okay, I actually don't have a choice. So I was prescribed, I think I started off on 20 milligrams of Oratane in specific. And my dermatologist's theory was that we're going to start you off slow and steady, instead of just throwing you in like 50 milligrams of Oratane, which is detrimental to your health. Like, never mind the side effects. It's like having such a big amount of medication at once is really not good for your body. And it's just, anyway, he made it make sense. And I really did appreciate that, because that first week it was like side effects, and now I'm thinking back, like, imagine if I had started with 50 milligrams of Oratane, I think I would have actually passed away. But so 20 milligrams every day, until like my next dermatologist appointment, and then we would go from there. So when you do go to your dermatologist and you are thinking about being put on Oratane, I think you should watch this video before that, just so that you can get a kind of understanding of what your dermatologist is going to say, because I have seen that man every month for a year and a half. I feel like a dermatologist. So starting off slow and steady is a great way for your body to adjust. The process might take a little bit longer, but in my opinion, waiting a little bit longer for your skin to clear up properly than attacking it with like 50 milligrams for like a month, and then 60 and then 80. It's just, for me, that's too hardcore for a human, just because of the side effects. So the first week I experienced dry lips. That's like the first initial thing that hits you. So dry lips, and then it escalated to dry, tight skin. Then it escalated to a little bit of psoriasis on the arm. And then your whole body becomes dry. So, and then the nosebleeds. I got a little bit of nosebleeds during winter, just because your nose is so dry, and the constant, like, I don't know, like my nose got so dry, but then it always got like super runny. Long story short, everything just gets dry. Whatever you didn't imagine was gonna get dry is gonna get dry. Your skin also becomes a lot more thinner, so you're gonna be like prone to like random cuts and bruises, and if you're getting your nails done, you're probably going to be a bleeder if you get your cuticles like cut too close. So it's these little things that you don't actually realize that affect you as a whole when you do take this medication. You also really have to look after your liver health, and your mental health. Oh my god, I am not like necessarily a like depressive person. Like, I feel like I get out of my depressive episodes fairly quickly. Like, I'm not saying I have like clinical depression, but it felt like I was. So definitely reassess your mental health. If it's so bad that you feel that it's going to enhance your depression, then I would probably not go on a very high dosage, because damn, the thoughts that I was having was wild, and I was not a pleasant person to be around, just because of my moods and my episodes, and like it was a little bit crazy. However, my doctor did mention these things to me, so it's not like I just experienced the symptoms and the side effects and just kind of like was left in the dark. He explained that, you know, your joints are going to get sore, your eyesight's going to get a little bit blurry. Like, he explained everything. So all of the like side effects that I did experience, they weren't like, oh, I didn't anticipate this. Like, my doctor was very, very thorough with me. He gave me like a whole list of like things that you will experience. Hello, Comet. My cat's coming to say hi. And also he mentioned that you cannot under any circumstance like fall pregnant. You can't have this, you can't be on the medication if you're breastfeeding or wanting a baby. It's one of those things that you have to put on hold in your life in order for you to get your clear skin. And I know that you shouldn't try, I think it's a year up to 3 years after you've been on the medication, just because of the effects that the medication will have on your on your baby, because it will like stay in your blood for quite a long period of time. I was also a little bit worried of it coming back. I think that's everyone's worst fear when it comes to their skin. Like, is it going to come back? Is it going to come back worse? Like, all of those types of things. And I have been off of Oratane now for 4 months now. And I've gone for checkups every 2 months with my doctor, so that he can, you know, assess whether the chances of it coming back are high. And a good sign is that if nothing really happens after you stop, then you're most likely going to have your clear skin for a while, to having permanently good skin. Not saying that obviously you will go through life changes where your hormones will play up again, or you might, you know, be diagnosed with other stuff that has effects on your skin. Like, I'm not saying that being on Oratane will completely change your skin for the rest of your life, because our bodies are constantly changing, and we can't expect the Oratane to work 15 years down the line, 20 years down the line, just in case something happens. But that being said, you must ensure that your doctor is thorough with you, because being in a situation like this, it's not for sissies, it's not a game, it's a serious medication, and you have to take it correctly. That being said, remember I did say that I started on 20 milligrams. I was on 20 milligrams for I think 2 or 3 months, and then I went up to 30. 30 was when I started experiencing the really hectic mental health problems. I did mention that to my doctor, and he said, if you are experiencing that at 30 milligrams, I am not increasing your dosage. So we would rather keep you on the 30 milligrams for a longer period of time than have you suffer. That's essentially what he said, and I really did appreciate that. And another thing to mention is going off of the Oratane. He recommended that I don't just completely stop, just because you never ever really want to just like stop a medication. It's kind of like with your birth control pills. You don't just stop your birth control, you like take less and less until you've completely stopped your dosage, which is an important part if you want to keep your body like normal. So that was awesome. So I went down from 30 to 20 and then to 10, and then I was only taking 10 milligrams 3 times a week, and then he also prescribed me a topical vitamin A called Different. It's a topical tretinoin, and I was using that on alternate days. So he still recommends that I use it on the parts of my face that were the most active. It's not an all over the face cream, please bear that in mind. It's really just for target like spot treatments. So I used to break out a lot, like here, just on my cheeks, a little bit on my forehead. So every now and again I'll just like put it in the areas where I used to break out the most. And so far it's been great. I haven't had any like adverse reactions to the topical retinol. However, it is still really important that you take care of your skin. Like, just because your skin is clear now doesn't mean that you don't have to take care of it. You still have to wear your SPF, you still have to moisturize, you still have to cleanse your skin even though it's clear. It's all about like maintaining your skin health like throughout for the rest of your life, because your skin is so important. Like, I cannot stress this enough. And you know, being firsthand experiencing what it's like to go through bad skin and then good skin, like the last thing you want is to, you know, start again with terrible like skin condition. So I'm very like particular with what I put on my skin. My skin care routine is so basic now. It is so basic. I don't have 10 steps anymore. I'm not using unnecessary products. I cleanse, I moisturize, and I use my vitamin A. That's literally, and then SPF during the day. That's literally it. Like, I don't tone. I don't necessarily use a serum. I just feel like I am kind of just tackling what my skin needs. And especially during your Oratane journey, you're going to need to hydrate your skin. I've heard some dermatologists say don't use moisturizer, and I was like, huh? Your skin is like literally being shriveled up and dried, and you're telling your clients to not moisturize. Like, you need to moisturize. Like, I literally like developed like a kind of like a psoriasis eczema thing on my shoulder, patches of severely dry skin, because I wasn't moisturizing my arms. I was like, oh yeah, you have to moisturize your arms, and I forgot. I was like, your whole body needs moisture. Like, you especially your face, because that's the most hectic like side effect area. The dogs are back at it again. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've skipped out on. I've mentally made this video like 1,000 times, but every time I think about it, there's like new things that come up. But basically, I'm just trying to say, don't like be scared. The end thing, like the end goal, is always going to be incredible. I'm so happy with the condition of my skin. I mean, I still like have tiny little breakouts, but they're so tiny sometimes you don't even see them. Like this one, for example, is like the worst it's been. But that also being said, it's really important to choose a dermatologist who like specializes in acne. Like, a dermatologist is obviously a skin specialist, so they like specialize in anything skin. But try and like look around, and like my dermatologist in specific, like I could tell, but like when he was going through my skin, he was very thorough, and you can tell he had done this a million times before. So before we actually started the Oratane, he put me on like a, I forgot what it's called, but it's basically like, it helps prevent, it's kind of like a steroid actually. It prevents the big flare up that you often see in most people that are on like Oratane and Accutane. Like, when someone that already has like such a hectic infected like cystic acne, and then they go on Oratane, they kind of like have this massive flare up, which I think everyone is terrified of, which I was terrified of, because I was like, oh my god, like I don't think I can handle it, like getting worse. So he put me on a like a steroid, I can't remember what it was called, but I was on it for 2 weeks. So usually when you first start Oratane, like that first month is like when you absolutely purge. So basically what purging is basically, if I say basically one more fucking time, is when like all of the underlying acne that like hasn't formed yet or hasn't reached the surface of the skin, it kind of just like comes up all at once. And so basically it's like really bad purging, and the purging can sometimes last for months. It also depends on the severity of your acne as well. But the steroid, I didn't flare up once. After the first month, my skin was already clearing. So it's really important to know that you can trust your doctor, and that you trust that he or she knows what they're doing, and make sure that they care about you, because that's also really important, because you're going to be seeing them for a pretty long like moment of your life. I've seen my dermatologist now, like I said, for nearly 1.5 years, and I can't complain. He's like my favorite person to see, just because of obviously how much he's taken care of my skin and my journey, and how happy he is and how happy I am. I'm also still really scared of it coming back though, just because of it's now like a moment of my past, and now dreading having to feel all of those emotions again kind of triggers me a little bit. But I know that if I just keep on using my different gel, my topical retinol, and keeping my skin clean and moisturized and protected, you should be okay. If you guys have any questions, feel free to like pop them on my social media or in the comments, and I'll try my best to answer your questions. I don't know if I've covered everything. I'm really just like speaking from my heart and from my mind. That obviously you're not alone. Having acne doesn't make you ugly or any less worthy. I still have skin. It still misbehaves sometimes. It's not perfect. I still have texture. I still have pores, you know, none of that changes. You don't like wake up and have like glass skin, because that is genetics, by the way. But I hope that I have given you guys some clarity throughout this video. and I hope that I've maybe put your mind at ease if you've been a little bit nervous. Just focus on like what's happening in the moment, like right now, and try not to think of the future too much, because you're going to give yourself unrealistic expectations. Because I know a lot of people will want their skin to be clear in a month. It doesn't work that way. It is a process, and you do have to trust the process. It's not for sissies. Oratane is not for sissies. So I commend you if you're on it now and you're brave and you're beautiful and you're awesome and you're gonna have awesome skin. So I thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please let me know your thoughts if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll be happy to do a separate video of every single skincare product I tried and tested during my Oratane journey, and let you know some awesome stuff that I found along the way. But I hope you guys are having an amazing day so far, and I will see you guys in my hopefully soon next video. Bye.